Hello and welcome. How is everyone doing on this fine Monday stream? We don't do a lot of Mondays, but hello and everyone. Thanks so much for being here. I see your Star Wars Daily in here. Yeet Blocks. Yeet Blocks. Who the heck is Yeet Blocks? Thanks for being here, Yeet Blocks. I don't recognize you, but we got Linda and Fred and Siva is here, and George is here. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. I'm seeing actually a lot of different names, which is really awesome. So thank you guys so much for being here. I have a very special person here with us today, and that is my good friend John, F-Stop Toys. John, how you doing, my friend?
Good, Jared. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks to you. Thanks for being here. It's going to be awesome. Siva, thank you, sir. I've done some changes here to make everything look pretty good. I'm glad everything's looking nice and crisp. But everything sound good, you guys? Because I just want to make sure everything sounds good, because I had to make some changes and stuff. But seems like I feel like if there was a problem, somebody would have said there's a problem, and I haven't gotten any of those yet. So awesome. William Taylor, how's it going? Okay, this is awesome. So many friendly faces are here, and I'm seeing an actual friendly face for the first time today, and actually speaking with him. So, John, tell me about yourself a little bit. Tell us about you. I want to hear about you.
About me. All right. Well, I'm 44.
Really?
Yeah, 44. Yeah. I live in Winnipeg, which is basically straight up from North Dakota.
All right.
Yeah, it gets super hot in the summer, super cold in the winter, and yeah, I'm married, no kids, love to travel.
Awesome. I'm really curious, because it's like pretty much any time I talk to anybody in the toy photography community, they're usually from like California or somewhere near where I am, kind of like in the New York, New Jersey area, which is really interesting. Nobody from like the North Dakota area, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I know there's a couple of people from Canada on your stream. I think BC and maybe Ontario.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I think there's only 3 or 4 of us. So
cool.
Yeah,
we're everywhere.
Yeah.
So in where you are in Winnipeg, you said it gets really hot in the summer, really cold in the winter. It's also the same kind of thing in New York. At least that's what I think. It's very hot. So how cold in the winter and how hot in the summer? I'm really curious.
Winter. What is it? -40 Fahrenheit is the same as -40 Celsius, I think.
-40?
Oh, yeah. Not every day, but you get a week or two where it's -40 and lower.
Wow. That's okay. I was thinking, sometimes we get the -5, 6.
Oh, no. -40 Celsius, you get a week of it at least every year.
That sounds awful.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry.
And then the summer, you're in Fahrenheit, you're probably about a 95 to 100, give or take.
That is crazy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. Well,
yeah.
You're that one video, I don't know if you ever watched it, about me complaining about winter toy photography. You probably watched that and you rolled your eyes once or twice, which would have been very fair. So,
you know what? This past winter was brutal. We had probably 6.5, 7 feet of snow.
Oh my gosh.
It was insane.
How does one... Okay, so...
Probably the worst winter I've seen since 97.
Wow. Well, that is kind of a good kind of segue into what I was going to say. So you're a toy photographer, and you seem to be primarily an indoor toy photographer.
Yeah.
And so does the weather have anything to do with that, or is that just like kind of what you like?
No, I don't think the weather has a lot to do with it. A lot of it is where I started and kind of not being familiar with outdoor shooting more than anything. Like, yeah, you got that shot right there with
Which one?
that I took outside.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, this is an
Yeah,
outside shot
that's an outside shot. The one below it was my first outdoor shot.
of
And
Dio or Rio.
yeah, yeah, that was the first time I decided to actually take the time and kind of figure out the settings and try and shoot outdoors.
So what was it that gave you the inspiration to go out into the great outdoors and
I
take
I
shot?
had a couple of days off work, and the weather, it was just starting to get nice. I think it was probably late May, I think, is when that picture was.
Hmm.
So it was still wet,
Right.
but most of the snow was gone. So I figured, I've got a couple of days off. I did some research, played with the camera settings a bit, and decided to take this.
Awesome. Did it like kind of get like that? Did that start like a little bit of an itch kind of inside of you? Like this
A,
is like a whole new thing. Like I want to start doing this more.
a little bit, a little bit. I haven't. I've got some ideas. I haven't spent a lot of time shooting. Obviously, with summer, it's, one of the other things I like to do is work on my car. So
Okay.
when the weather gets nice, kind of toy photography takes a little bit of a back seat, so I can do some work on the car. But yeah, I've got some ideas.
Awesome. That's so cool. And so okay, so I love how because this is one thing that sometimes can. Okay, well actually, first of all, make sure everyone who's watching this right now, make sure you're following at F Stop Toys. Right here, right now, he's at 405 followers. Let's get him to 500 tonight.
That would be awesome.
That would be so
It
cool.
was hilarious. I woke up this morning. I think I was at 395. The stream
No
haven't
way.
even started yet, and I'm at 405. And I
Awesome.
haven't posted anything in over a month.
Yes. That is so awesome. So, okay, sweet. So, we're watching at 405 right now. We're going to check the this number as time goes. But you were saying how so you're working on your car is kind of like that's kind of like your number one. 'Cause that's kind of
In the summer, it is
okay,
just in the winter. Obviously, with the way the weather is here, there's not a lot of time to do things like that. So
right,
when the weather's nice, I like to open the garage door and work on the car and enjoy the sun.
cool.
So
And so toy photography, that's you love it, but you don't let it control. Like you still do the things you want to do. You work when you want to work on your
yeah,
car. You work on your car, and you don't let. Oh no, I don't gotta make sure I post something this week because I haven't posted in a while, and you don't let that get to you.
no, no.
That's great.
It's in the back of my head all the time, but I'm not going to post something just to post something. If I have a really great idea and I pull it together and take a shot, great. If not, it's not a big deal.
Awesome. That's so cool. Yeah, you have the things that you love, and you do them because you love them, and that's
Yeah,
awesome. And we've had I feel like probably many conversations similar to this, and why it's important to just do it when because you love it and don't let it. And that's so cool that just you can put it aside and be like I'm gonna come back to that. I know it's gonna
yeah,
be there when I come back. So I don't know. I think
yeah.
that's so
You
cool.
know, it. My job is pretty stressful most days, so the last thing I want to do is stress over something that's supposed to be enjoyable.
Right.
So I don't let it creep in like that.
Awesome. That's
Yeah.
amazing. I think that's amazing. I think it's amazing. So I got a couple. I got questions from myself. I got questions from some people who submitted them on Instagram, which is a fun new thing I'm going to start doing on these. So, John, sorry, thanks for being kind of my guinea pig with that.
Perfect.
So I noticed that I think a lot of the times when you are shooting indoors, like with this one, you're using dioramas. Are these the extreme sets dioramas?
That one is, yeah.
This one is.
Yeah, that's the asylum set.
Okay, and I've seen people use them all the time. I've seen them in the packaging before. I've seen them already set up, but like I've never seen them get set up before. And I've always wondered, like, that seems like a lot of work setting that up to like folding all the stuff.
Yeah, I never use all of it. I always try to put down at least one floor section just so I'm not hindered by the angle of the shot. So at least if I have a floor down, I can work within that parameter. And then I set up a wall, maybe something to hold it up, but I think it's got about 8-10 sections to it. Yeah, and that's another piece from it.
Cool. So I didn't realize that they kind of come in pieces.
Yeah.
And you can use different parts of them. That's so cool. Because knowing that they're like made out of paper, I don't even know if it is paper. Is it like a hard cardboard?
It's a thicker cardboard, and it comes flat packed, and it's easy to work with. But if you try to set the whole thing up, you're gonna have a headache. I don't think I've ever set the whole thing up. I just won't.
Wasn't too long ago. You had 300. All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's really cool because I've never gotten one of these dioramas before. I'm always just like super curious. And RJ Stubbs says, yeah, they are big. Yeah. I have seen a couple of them in person recently at a con. Recently I saw a bunch of them set up, and I was like, these are really bigger than I expected, and they look hard to set up. But that is cool to know that they're in pieces. So that's awesome.
And their instructions are not very good. They're one page, and it shows you kind of here. This is what you have, and that's pretty much it.
Oh wow!
There's no put A into B, B into C. Figure it out.
So, have you had to like do any YouTubing to set any of them up? That's what I would have done. I'm sure there's some great YouTube videos on setting them up.
There is. The only time I watched one is before I purchased it, just to kind of figure it out. But as soon as I got it, I just kind of just messed around with it. Awesome. Find the sections that I like and go from there.
What are some of the other dioramas that you end up using?
I've got the one with Raph there.
Is this a custom one? It looks like it might be.
Yeah, I bought that on Etsy from a guy in Quebec, I believe. I've used that one a few times.
That's a great one.
At different angles. It's literally just looks like an alleyway with a garage door and a fence. So I've used that in a couple of different angles, and it does the job. It's really well made.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I wish I could remember the guy's name off the top of my head, but I can't.
Honestly, like, sometimes I'll just going on Etsy and just looking, like, you'd be so surprised, or people would be so surprised seeing what you can find on Etsy when it comes to like 1/12 scale stuff, like miniature thingies, props, like diorama pieces, things that specifically are made to go with specific figures. Like you can even buy separate hands for figures that don't come with separate. It's just all this stuff that people. It's so cool. Like, if you're ever just bored, just go on Etsy and see what you can find. And I'm sure it's totally different. I'm sure, of course, depending where you are. Like with you, I'm sure.
I've spent a lot of time on there, and yeah, you can get lost.
Yeah, it's so fun. It's so fun, and I just anytime I go on there, I find myself looking at little miniature sodas, and I'm always like, oh, maybe I should get. I'm like, no, I don't have to. Oh,
in that raft picture, there's a stack of milk crates off to the right.
Yep, right here.
I got those off Etsy as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I have a couple milk crates too. I got them from a guy at Toys in Action. I got it from Go Figure Go. And they're awesome. I love just having them as display. I have like a little my own little me figure, and then I have the milk crate next to it with a little tiny stormtrooper on it.
Nice.
Awesome. Okay, so extreme sets, and this shot is so funny. I remember when you when I saw this one the first time, the Jack and Rose, but Han and Leia. That's
Yeah,
brilliant.
that that was the wife's idea.
Oh, really? That's so
Yeah,
great.
she gets all the credit for that one. I was so stumped. I could not come up with anything. And yeah, she came up with that and we ran with it.
This is perfect. Honestly, like, it's exactly what I always hope for when I do any of these challenges. Is just like really great ideas like this. It's always exactly
Yeah.
what I hope for. So she sounds like she's obviously very supportive of your collecting and your toy photography, and even above that to the point where she's helping and giving you ideas. Like,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Well, the collection back here,
Yep.
it started with the original, I believe, 8 orange wave figures she bought for my birthday.
Okay. Awesome.
And being completely unaware, she's like, "Oh, well, he's got the whole set now." And I'm like, "Oh, you
He's
don't know
done.
what you got into."
So she was the one who basically started your collecting.
Well, my adult collecting,
Right.
yeah.
That's so funny. That's so
My
ironic.
childhood collecting, like I'm sure a lot of people, went the way of a garage sale thanks to my parents.
Yeah, no, me too.
Yeah.
For all of us. That's actually my next question. I was gonna say, were you a collector before you guys met, or was it after? And how did she deal with that? But looks like she was kind of she was the catalyst.
Yeah. Like I had smaller collections pretty much my entire life. And just moving different places, and the collection wasn't expensive or worth a lot. It was just something that was on the shelf.
Yep.
So
Totally. Yeah.
Right.
Yep. And in the live chat, your Star Wars Daily says, "I really want to get the Black Series Trilla, but she's $125 now. Do you have her from Jedi Fallen Order? I know you got some of the Triple Force Friday, those white case figures back there. And didn't Trilla come out in the white case?
no.
But she
No.
came out during that time. Did she didn't?
Yeah, if it was in the red box, I've got it.
Okay. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
good.
if it was a single red box, I've got everything from the orange line through the blue, right to the end of the red line on this other wall.
Heck yeah. Awesome. Well, your Star Wars Daily. There's some other Inquisitors that are just coming out now, so if you can't find Trilla, I'm sure you'll be able to find some other Inquisitors.
Yeah.
So speaking of that collection back there, and actually I was kind of really happy to see, because I mean, I only see Black Series back there for the most part. I mean, I see the big TIE Fighter. Here, let me go to a better, the big TIE Fighter back there. And I guess some of the bigger packs up there, the Jabba's Palace. I definitely don't have him. Or the
Yeah.
Greedo back there. But I do have the Tauntaun. But I thought it was cool that you had the first, like the white box, the first edition ones up there. I thought those were really cool when they did that, and I feel like a lot of people didn't love them so much. I thought those were pretty cool.
Yeah. You know, I went out on Force Friday, struck out at a couple of shops, and I walked into a GameStop and found all 8 of them and bought them all at retail. So now I'm laughing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they're all there.
yeah, those are up there now. Those are, and
Yeah.
it's funny. Anytime I go to conventions or stuff, and like that's where I'm like, okay, let me see if I can find an old one of those white boxes. I never see them. I never see them.
Hardly ever.
Yeah, the only one I bought, I did buy the trooper, just the black or the First Order trooper, just because I wanted another one, and I wish I kept him in the box now. I wish I kept him in just because it looks cool.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's something different.
Yeah, I like it.
they spent a lot of time on the black and red box, and I wish they would have kept it because it completely messed up my display with these
Right.
sideways boxes.
Right.
I don't know what I'm gonna do when they go to plastic free packaging.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that?
Um, Not a huge fan.
Yeah.
Really, I'm not.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
It's
So I
understandable.
think maybe it's time to start opening stuff. Maybe when
Yeah.
they go to plastic free, I open everything.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I mean, or who knows? Maybe the plastic free will, like, you pick it up and hand, you're like, you know what? This actually looks kind of cool.
The boxes look great, but how do you know what's in it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's my, like, because that's such a fair argument. And anytime I hear that, I'm like, okay, well, most of the time, whenever I buy something, like, there's only been one time I've ever bought something or I've seen something where the face looked really bad and I didn't buy it because of that reason.
Yeah.
But then someone else brought up the point, like, what about people, taking it out, switching stuff in the store? And I was
Yep.
like, that could be a problem. I mean, I've never had that happen, but I've always can see through. So I just hope
Yeah.
it doesn't. As long as it doesn't become the problem and that's not really a thing, then great.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
it.
But I don't know. I think maybe it's stuff that you buy online now only. I don't know
Yeah.
if I'd be willing to risk it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. But I did hear confirmation officially that any of the, like, the bubbled, like, anything bubbled like this, the vintage stuff, those will still be the same,
Well, that's good.
apparently. So that's cool. And I really enjoy the vintage packaging. It's just, I'm such a sucker. Even if it's the same figure I've bought 3 times, it's just like, it's cool seeing the vintage packaging in a big form.
Yeah.
Like, that's just, I think that's so cool. The first one that really got me, because I know this is, to me, this is vintage, because I was a little kid when this came out, and so when I saw these, I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. I had to, like,
Yeah.
that was the one that really, really hit me, was those
Yeah,
ones.
that was the same with when the 6-inch Black Series came out. It was everything that I enjoyed when I was a kid, but bigger and more detailed, and it was awesome.
I agree. And look at us now. Got
Yeah.
There's a million Black Series figures out. So most of the ones that I see back there, those are mostly big packs. Like,
Yeah, all the deluxe are on this back wall. Single card stuff's here and
oh, okay.
over here and over here.
The ones that I'm really thinking, like, I recently found here. Let me grab one really quick. But do you remember the Revenge of the Sith packaging? Let's see if I can still.
Yes.
With my headphones. Okay, these ones right here. Do you remember these?
Yeah.
I was at some local store. It was like some store with just a bunch of just old stuff in it. And I found a couple of these, and I was like, "Oh, these are awesome! These are so cool!" And I was like, "When the heck are they gonna come out with these retro packaging?" And then, what do you know? I was like, "Okay, Revenge of the Sith is almost 20 years old, right? Only a couple more years."
It'll happen.
Yeah, it's bound to happen. They didn't do anything this year for Attack the Clones. They didn't do any special packaging for that, which I was curious about.
Yeah. Not sure.
Maybe they still will.
Maybe. Because everything else has had an anniversary edition.
Yeah, maybe they still will. I know.
Maybe.
I've seen. I think it was today or yesterday. I saw some Return of the Jedi. It was like an in hand. I don't know if it was a real thing or what, but Yak Face posted it, so it could be real.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I've seen a couple of posts about that. Yeah, Jedi's gonna get their anniversary edition, so that'll be nice.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let me get into some more stuff about you. I kind of got off on a little tangent here, and we're getting also getting bots in the live chat.
Yeah,
here.
I see that.
And you know what? I don't ever get mad at these because like they're here and they're using the live chat, and it's like thanks to the people, to the robots, everybody who's here in the live chats. Oh, and Val over in the live chat says, I'll just keep the front box art, or like the front box art if I really like how it looks. Good for decorating the outside of your shelves.
Yeah.
There you go, Val. I'm loving the the silver lining. For sure. All right. So I got a couple questions that I think will lead to some good discussions, and also questions that I probably was going to ask you anyway from Instagram. So, oh, here we go. We got a nice more wide view of your collection here. Oh, okay. See some archive up on the top there to your left.
Yeah, those. And, I think I'm going to open those.
Yeah, why not?
The archive line's getting a little bit too big, and I have nowhere to put them. So I think those are going to be for toy photography.
Awesome. Yeah, and of all of the packaging, like I think the because I've got some of them here, and I thought about opening those too. It's like I like the packaging, but it's not really special or anything. So like I might.
Yeah.
It's not super special.
And this room's getting very full. So I'm going to have to start being a lot more selective with what actually winds up on the walls.
Yep. Okay, so I got some questions here. And so what I did was I posted on my Instagram stories, like, anybody got any questions for F-Stop toys, putting them down here. So I grabbed some of my favorite ones that I thought were really cool. And then also, of course, anybody in the live chat, please throw some questions over to John's way. Would love to get some live actual feedback to anything you guys are thinking, whether it be about toy photography, whether it be about the box art on something or anything. I just like
anything.
I think that's so much fun when you can be watching somebody and ask a question or something, and then they'll get to it. I think that's why streaming live is so much fun. Let's see here. This is a good kind of intro one. So before toy photography, and this is from League of Extraordinary Sixthers. So thanks for League of Extraordinary Sixthers. But they say, before toy photography, did you have any prior experience with photography or other art forms?
Photography, yeah. I used to do a lot of outdoor landscapes, buildings, graffiti art from time to time. So I started doing that, and I enjoyed it. You get out there early in the morning and the sun's just right.
Yeah.
Taking pictures in a park or a forest, and it was good. I enjoyed it, and some of the shots turned out really well. But it was only part of what I liked.
Yeah.
Like, I liked the photography aspect of it, but didn't always enjoy what I was shooting. And when I was a teenager, I drew a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot, but other than that, that was it.
Cool. Yeah, toy photography is and everybody knows this, but yeah, it's such a cool hybrid of different things that we like. Like, especially if photography is great, cool, awesome, taking pictures is really fun. I've always been into that too, but like, I can do that, but then also kind of reenact or like just create new stories with these characters that we have such strong connections with, and it's super strong for us who like love Star Wars or anything like that. It's so cool to be able to create new stories or just like things we would love these characters to do. We can create that, and it's just it's so awesome. It's so awesome.
Yeah.
And I always find it super interesting for anyone who is not super into like the fandom like Star Wars, but they love toy photography. I'm like, well, that's so cool. Like, you can get that much into it without having that kind of I don't know. That's so cool. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Well, as much Star Wars as in this room, I rarely shoot it.
That's true. That's very true.
I rarely shoot Star Wars.
Yeah.
I collect it. I'll shoot it from time to time, but most of the things I shoot are a lot of McFarlane.
Yep, a lot of DC stuff.
Yeah, it. I like the articulation. I like the fact they're a little bit bigger. Um,
Oh, really?
and
Interesting.
those Super Seven Ninja Turtles, I bought them all
Hmm.
just on a whim, but I like them. So I think I'd like to kind of branch out a little bit, maybe into the Marvel. I
Okay.
don't shoot a lot of Marvel because I haven't found anything that I really like just yet.
That's so interesting, and I didn't put that together until you just said that, because it was like, turning on your webcam and I saw it, I was like, wow, look at all that good stuff back there, and then yeah, no, the only Star Wars is Rio, right?
Yeah, and my Titanic shot.
Oops.
And I think
And your
that's
Titanic
it.
shot. Yep.
Yeah, I think those are the only two. I'm pretty sure.
That's so
Oh, and
crazy.
the Luke Invader.
Yes, right. Where's the Luke and Vader
Yeah.
shot?
But yeah, I don't shoot a lot of it. I don't know why.
Well, you were saying before how you like keeping them in the box.
Yeah, but I always have extras.
Oh, okay. Well, then there you go.
I always buy extras. Oh, I bought one. The box is damaged, so I'll buy one that's in better shape, and I'll open the other one.
Right. Yeah, that's
So I've got a few.
great strategy.
So
That's interesting,
But
and,
yeah.
and that makes sense, because sometimes I will be super into, who knows, like I'm super into something, and like DC is one of my favorite things, and I shoot DC a lot too, but I shoot Star Wars so much more than I shoot anything else, and sometimes I feel like I just like to shoot Star Wars more, like I feel like it fits better so much more often with what I'm feeling at the moment. And
Yeah.
even if I'm liking something more than Star Wars or something at that time or anything, it's just like sometimes it works better with the stories I want to tell with toy photography.
yeah, and I think Star Wars really lends itself more to outdoor than it does to indoor.
It does. It
It, it,
does.
I don't think it matters what diorama you have; those figures should be shot outdoors.
You're so right, because Star Wars, yeah, like Star Wars is such a vast universe with all these planets, that a forest planet and a desert planet and a snow planet, and it's just like they work so well outdoors. That's so that's so true and perfect.
Yeah.
Now that you mentioned that, and it makes so much sense. And what's really cool in the live chat here, League of Extraordinary Sixthers is right here. She says, "Thanks so much for answering the question. I am fascinated and curious to hear what a person did before discovering toy photography." And I also am too. I love hearing if they were a photographer first, then toy, or they were a collector first, or whatever. So, and Austin Jones seems to agree with you. They say that so true. Star Wars really does seem to fit really well outdoors, which
Yeah.
really is true, which is great for me. That's probably why I shoot it more, because I like to be outdoors.
Yeah,
So interesting. See, these streams are so great. I love talking with you guys. There's always so much amazing insight everyone's got. It's so great. Next question here. This is a good one. This is from Dr. Awesome 1010. Dr. Awesome, thanks for sending in the question. It says, where do you find your inspiration for your photos?
absolutely everywhere. It's I'm always looking. I've always got my eye open. I'm always thinking of different things. And once I've finally got something in my head that lines up and I want to shoot, then I'll shoot it. But watching movies, TV shows, just looking around at random areas, even if I don't shoot outdoor a lot, it'll give me an idea of what to set up inside.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
And I love that too, where you said, when I get an idea, I shoot it. You're not forcing yourself to get an idea. And nothing against anyone who sometimes they'll grab a bunch of figures and then just like, all right, I'm ready to shoot, and then let the ideas come right there. Because I used to do that all the time too. But I think that's really cool. It's like when you get the idea, you shoot it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Part of me wishes I had the time to shoot as much as I want, but obviously that's not the case. So I'm going to shoot when I have the chance, and I'm going to enjoy it and put out kind of the best shot that I can.
Awesome. That's so awesome. And Austin also agrees, says movies are great. I tend to get you tend to get inspiration from movie posters. That's really cool.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, especially from like character posters too, because the character posters are such great like hero images. You know, like awesome, just like a cool pose, and then just like boom, and you're just like highlighting that person. And so often that's the case with toy photography too, because we're like one figure, we want that figure to look awesome, and then boom. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
And same thing, Austin says the same thing. Comic books are great as well. Definitely, especially a big splash page and like, oh my gosh. Like,
yeah.
I gotta do that. Awesome. So cool. So actually, Emerald Knight photos. Hey man. Says, how do you overcome photographer's block?
Oh. I let it happen. Really. If I get blocked, I just won't shoot. I'm not going to let myself get frustrated.
Awesome.
And when the idea comes, it'll come.
Yeah. That's such a great answer. You when the block is there, you let it happen. Because if you're feeling blocked like that, that might mean you need like a little bit of a break. That might be what that means, and you need to relax and go do something else. Just because your body sometimes needs a break of stuff, and your mind, you know, and that's okay. It's totally okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's such a great answer. And before we jumped on the stream earlier, we were just talking, and you're talking about like I might have some of the least amount of photos on my Instagram as anyone that's been on here, and that's because I love it, but like sometimes I don't have time, so I just shoot when I got time. And I was like, that's so cool. And I was like, don't tell me too much because this is really good stuff. I want to hear this. And so speaking of which, your first shot was in fact November 11th of 2021. So you're almost at your 1 year anniversary.
Almost.
Yes. Are you gonna do anything special for your 1 year Instagram toy photography anniversary?
Maybe I might take a page out of your first guest and maybe redo that shot.
That's a great idea. You should do that.
I think that's kind of the way I'm leaning, but yeah, I gotta do something.
You know, it'd be really cool if you kind of redid this shot every year. Like, so next year you redo it, and then the following year you're like, I've gotten good at this year, so you incorporate that, and then like the photo kind of evolves more and more, and it could even change a little bit too throughout the years. That would be a really cool idea. Every year try to who knows, maybe you know 1 year you change it too much, and then the next year you kind of change it back or something.
Yeah.
That would be
I'm looking at my phone now because my screen seems to have frozen completely.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so weird. Everything seems to be looking actually pretty good on my... Actually, you know what? That's kind of weird. On my phone it is too.
It's probably on my end. My computer screen is completely frozen, but that's okay.
But you can hear me all right, clearly, so that's good.
I can hear you just fine.
Okay, that's good. So, everything... That's weird. Actually, it froze on my phone, and then I just refreshed it, and now it's good. So it's actually... you never know. You never know with... especially with my internet. I'm sorry, everyone who watches this, and there's always at least once where this happens. But we're in good shape.
Yeah.
But that sounds really cool. I've actually had a lot of inspiration of redoing a photo as well. So I think I'm going to do that. Can redo something like that soon.
Yeah, it's a really good idea.
Yeah, and you kind of just like, it's just kind of a reminder to yourself that you're doing a good job. You know, you take a photo and it looks even better than the one you did a long time ago, and you're just like, you know what, I'm doing pretty good. I'm proud of this one. Look at how much better so. Yeah, that's a great reminder of that you're just doing a good job.
Yeah, I might change the Red Hood figure up. Maybe use one of the newer ones.
Yeah, there's some
Keep it a little bit different.
There's been some pretty cool ones, and this one here might have been my favorite one so far that they've put out. But there's been some good Red Hood figures, and so good that even like your Red Hood figure felt the need to customize another Red Hood figure. That's how good they've
Yeah.
been. Like, look at this. These Red Hood figures are just going off the wall. Like, they're customizing another. They're gonna take over.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm excited to see that. So November 11th, I'll be excited to see that that shot.
I'm gonna have to start planning.
Let's do a quick refresh and see where we got you. All right, we're at 412. All right, cool. If you're watching now and you haven't gone and already started to follow F-Stop Toys, go and follow him right now. I actually already have his Instagram linked in the description of the video. It's right there. There's 22 people watching, so. And also, if you're watching and if you're actually enjoying this, just drop a little quick like on the video. That would be like really awesome. Like, that would be so cool. But if you're not enjoying it and you don't want to like it, I get it. I'm not going to force you to do it. I totally get it. So, actually, quick question from PTY507 Drone Adventure. Quick question. What kind of effects you like most, practical or post-production in Photoshop? If you do any effects.
You know what? The only thing I use is lighting. I don't do any post-production shots.
Awesome.
No Photoshop, nothing.
And I love how you said lighting as an effect, because it totally is. Like you could just use really cool lighting to get the coolest like looking thing ever. I love that.
Yeah.
The lighting is more important than any effect you can put in. I love that. That's really awesome.
And it's not that I would love to use Photoshop. I'm just not well versed in it. I've tried. I don't have the patience to learn it that quickly.
It's a monster.
So, yeah, I just stick to what I know, and that seems to be doing me okay.
Awesome. Yeah, and honestly, like that's the main reason. Like, I'll kind of be like, yeah, I love practical effects, and that's kind of like become like I'm the practical effects guy, which is awesome. But the main reason I'll do practical things is because I don't know how to do it any other way. I don't know how to do it. Like I don't know how to. So like,
yeah.
Oh, and Pete,
Well,
Jorge,
I did
yes,
buy
I'll say hi to them for you.
the
Sorry.
little boomstick there.
Yes.
So I'm gonna mess around with that. So maybe water effects, maybe
Awesome.
some dirt. It won't be great, but you know what? Something I can add.
And that boomstick that you're talking about is so much fun.
It is.
It's just so fun. Even if you're not even, you just want to go outside and just puff up a bunch of air. It's just fun.
Yep.
It's just fun. All right, so let's see what other questions we've got from some people here. So, this is from Aston Conway. What has been one of the difficult things for pictures when you're taking photos? What's something that you struggle with?
Staying comfortable. It sounds like an odd answer, but when you get old, trying to take shots on the ground is terrible. It is absolutely terrible. But I've always struggled. In all honesty, I've struggled with where to put my lights.
Hmm.
I put them in a spot that I think they're good, and then you would readjust, take a bunch of shots. It's always been lighting, always.
Totally.
Sometimes it's really good, and other times you take the shot, you think it's great, and the lighting is just terrible.
No, lighting is so hard, and it's something that it took me, I think, 5 years or so, and since I started doing toy photography, to have like something to the point where I felt like I had an understanding of what I could. I was just like, yeah, it's sunny out. That's great. You can see my figure. That's all I need. So
Yeah,
I just didn't understand. So yeah, lighting is so tough. And honestly, what you're talking about is the best way to get good at it. You put the light somewhere, and then you put it in another place, and you put it somewhere else, and you just keep moving it until you think it looks the coolest. Like
exactly.
that's the best way to do it. You know. That's the best way to do it. And Snapface says, "Where do you submit questions for this?" All the questions that I'm putting on the screen here, I grabbed from Instagram. I put it on my story. But any questions, throw them in the live chat too. I'm gonna try and get to as many questions as I can with just anything you got in the live chat too. I want to get a little bit of everything. So these are all ones I grabbed from Instagram. Um, but that's a really good. That's a really, really great answer. Lighting is tough. I remember taking pictures or like scrolling on Instagram, sorry, of and seeing other toy photographers, and they would have like a light, like a loom cube or something, and like they're putting a light in their photo. And like, why do you need? I was like, I don't have any lights. Like, I don't do that. Like, should I do that? Like, and being so
Yeah.
intimidated just by seeing someone with a light, and I'm like, what? Why do you need that? Like, if you're outside, you can already see it. Why do you need more? I was just like, I didn't get that. So, yes, lighting
If
is
you
definitely a
if
tough
you
one.
scroll down on my Instagram, the probably the first 4 or 5 pictures there were done with dollar store lights.
Awesome.
Like a little stick light and a couple of those push button lights with the sticky pad on the bottom. That's how most of those, like the first 4 or 5 were done.
And it looks really good too, especially this one. Lighting looks really great on this. You did a great job on that one. And that's
Yeah,
just with
that
dollar
was
store stuff.
those were $2 store lights set to purple and red.
Awesome. That's so inspiring to know that
Yeah.
you just went to the dollar store and got that stuff. You get a lot of great stuff at the dollar store.
Oh yeah. Everything in the background of that shot right there,
Yep.
dollar store.
Awesome.
Dollar store rocks, dollar store moss.
The lighting on this is really cool too. This is awesome.
That was another one. I actually took that one with my phone
Oh, really?
and
Wow.
one light source on that one.
This is
That one
one.
again,
Wow,
that was
that's
dollar store
impressive.
lights again.
That's so inspiring. That's so inspiring. Awesome.
And it's like I was saying earlier, I don't shoot unless I've got an idea. This shot came into my head and I just kind of went with it with some black background paper from the dollar store, and the stadium's actually almost like a puzzle made out of
Oh
foam
yeah.
board
Yep.
and a McFarlane football figure.
Yep. That's so cool. I would have thought that this all came together. It's like it's a cool kind of like display piece almost, like the stadium and the figure coming out. That's like the really cool idea.
Yeah, it just kind of hit me, and I took about maybe half a day just thinking about it to try and nail down exactly what I wanted to do, and just shot this.
That's so cool. And everyone in the live chat seems to be very they in agreement here with lighting. Like Letty's here. He's saying she can relate to lighting being tough. She can relate to being uncomfortable. She says, I took a towel outside for my last shot when I was getting on the ground. That's definitely a thing. That is 100% a thing. But yeah, we all agree with the lighting. That's for sure. And
Yeah.
So the next question I was actually going to put out there, actually, someone in the live chat also said the same exact question, which is perfect. So, your Star Wars Daily says, what's your most prized figure in your collection? And then also, I had this one saved here from...
That's a tough one. You know what? It's not anything in this room.
Oh.
It's out in my sitting area in the basement here. It's a graded 78 Boba Fett.
Oh, whoa, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That I'm so curious. I have so many questions. Okay, so that's obviously that's not the rocket fire one, right? The one that
no, it's just the Hong Kong 78 Boba Fett.
That's so cool.
I always wanted one. I had one when I was a kid, but I wanted something in better shape, so I bought that.
So you bought it pre-graded?
Yeah, it was pre-graded.
Okay.
But I bought it before The Mandalorian and before Book of Boba Fett, so I'm sure the price has gone up a little bit.
I'm sure. That's cool. That'd be fun to take a look at. What's the grading on it? I don't really know much about
it's
graded
an 80. It's an 85.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So figures are out of 100, as opposed to. Oh, that's interesting. That makes a lot more sense. I'm thinking it's because I've gotten cards graded before, and there's a lot more with a 3-dimensional figure that could be damaged in movement and stuff, as opposed to a piece of cardboard. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Awesome answer. And so thanks, your Star Wars Daily, for throwing that in the live chat, and also to Outlaw Collector for throwing that on Instagram. And Mr. Tang's World and Hey Man, in the live chat says, good evening, everyone. Hello, Jared and John. Just tuned in and saw your discussion about the lights. I buy mine at Five Below because you can get all the colored lights. Five Below. You gotta love Five Below.
We don't have that here.
Oh, you don't?
No.
I'm sorry, my friend. Well, at least you got the dollar store.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I got the dollar store, Dollar Tree, but anything like that, I got across the border.
Dang. Well, if it makes you feel any better, Five Below has started this thing called Five Beyond, where they just sell things that are over $5 now, and they're like Five Beyond. It's like, okay, so
yeah,
it's over $5.
It's like the dollar store.
Yeah, exactly, like Dollar Tree, $1.25 now.
It's $1.25. Yep.
Yep, that adds up, especially when you got a bunch of stuff in your cart, which is not hard to do at Dollar Tree. You can fill up stuff real easy.
No kidding.
All right, so let's see here. This is from It's Photography Time Tonight. What a great name. I never actually read that. It's Photography Time Tonight. It says, what made you want to become a toy photographer? We kind of this, I guess.
You know what? I don't think there's any real reason. I was sitting watching TV one night, and I have, a few collectibles out in the TV area, and just decided to take a picture with my phone. And I liked the way it came out. I'm like, well, I've got my camera and I've got some figures. Let's see what I can do.
Cool. So you basically you kind of took it upon yourself to take a creative photo of a toy before seeing that it exists online, basically.
Yeah, I really didn't have much of an idea before those few shots that I took with my phone. And then I'm like, okay, this turned out pretty good. And then I started doing the standard research. I went on YouTube and I started watching videos and stumbled across Sergeant Bananas and you. I just literally went down the rabbit hole for about 3 days.
Awesome. That's so
And
cool.
yeah, it just kind of went from there.
That's crazy, and that's really interesting because I like with mine and a lot of other origin stories of toy photography. It usually will be like, yeah, I noticed that people were doing this online. I thought it was cool, and then I wanted to try it. So you kind of already sparked the idea yourself, and then you sought it out to learn more about it online, which is it's the opposite for me. I saw it online first, and I was like, this is cool. I want to try this. So that's so cool. That's so interesting. See, even questions that I feel like I've asked or talked about so many times, there's always something new to get from that. That's so awesome. So thanks. It's toy photography or it's photography time tonight. It is. All right. Let's see what else I got here. Okay, here's a great one. This is from X the Regulator X. So thanks for sending this in, my friend. And says, do you have any great tips for toy photography? What tips do you have, John, for us?
Don't push yourself, if that makes sense. If you're stuck, if you're not sure what you want to shoot, don't shoot for the sake of putting a shot out.
Yes.
This is supposed to be something that we enjoy and something we like doing. Don't make it stressful.
Those are wise, such wise words. Like, just do it because you love it, and don't do it for any other reason. When you want to do it, just go and do it. And Instagram and the community is so amazing, and it's inspiring and helpful and safe and awesome for so many reasons. But at the same time, every once in a while, it can make you want to feel like you have to keep doing more because some people are doing more, and
Kylo Ren's always there yelling.
yeah, Kylo Ren's always like more. You got Kylo Ren memes yelling at you. But yeah, it's just like it's okay to not be able to do it as much as others, or you're not doing it as much as others. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, and I would love to, contribute to every monthly challenge. I would, but if I don't think of an idea in a couple of days that I can evolve into something that's going to be a great shot, I don't stress about it.
Awesome.
The American one, I had a great idea, but it didn't come together, and I found myself being more stressed about trying to get the shot than actually enjoying what it was going to be.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
But now for us viewers that are fans of your work, now we will never know what that America shot would have been. And
maybe I'll save it for next year.
There you go. And you know what?
Yeah.
There's nothing that says you couldn't do it anytime you wanted to. You wouldn't.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't have to wait for any specific. Anytime you can do whatever the heck you want, whenever you want. Okay, we got a really cool question, and I think that's all I have here from Instagram, right? Yes. Did I? Yep. That's all I got from Instagram. So if anyone has any more questions, keep coming in the live chat. Honestly, that's so much fun. And so Armin Gdansky says, hello, I'm using my mobile phone for toy photography, but I sometimes have trouble with focusing on minimal lights. Can you do more tutorials using phones? Oh, okay. Well, I definitely have to. But have you ever done any shooting with your phone? I mean, as of recently, I know you said you were doing a little bit at first, but
I did. Nothing that I posted, but I did do a couple of things. I find if you're going to use your phone, use Lightroom.
Yeah.
Even if your lighting isn't great, Lightroom, you can at least kind of enhance it a little bit, brighten it up. Um, that's kind of where I started.
Yep.
Lightroom, it's definitely something that's a quick, easy thing to
Lightroom's
maybe
great.
let the photo pop.
Yep. And Snapseed is a really good phone app too.
Yeah.
But so for Armin, and I'm pretty sure. So your phone will try to do a lot of automatic stuff, like for focus, it will try to automatically focus on something. So when you're only using minimal amount of light, it's harder for your phone to automatically try and focus on stuff. It's going to try and focus on wherever. So what I would say, if that happens, try to do it with some more light sometime, or if you got a really great shot but you don't have enough light, save it until you have more to where your phone might be able to operate a little better in. Because the phones will do a lot of automatic stuff. All right. Okay. So, actually, you know what? Rod AZ says, "What's your favorite pick you ever took? Your favorite pick you took?" And I think I know the answer to that one.
It's a bit of a tie. The zombie cat picture, I like it, but I think the Marcus Phoenix shot is probably right up there as well.
The which one?
The Marcus Phoenix picture, Gears of War.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? This is a great one too. This is one. I like this shot a lot too. This is the one I chose when I wanted to have your photo for the member slideshow thing. I was like, oh, this one's awesome. And then this one's really good. Yeah, lighting is on point, and your focus is both subjects. The exploding guy and the Marcus was in focus. I've never played Gears of War, so. But yeah, everything looks really good. I agree. This is also a really good shot. I mean, all of your shots are really good. So I see why these are your favorites. Basically, they're both freaking fantastic.
The other one is the Batman Who Laughs.
Yeah, your first couple one, right? This one.
I like the fact that it's so crisp.
It is.
I don't know, and honestly, I don't know what I did, and I've been trying to recreate that because everything just came out perfectly.
It really did. Yeah, the lighting, because the lighting, if you ever get this kind of rim, if you have lights from the sides or even behind, and you get you got the purple over here, the red over here, it just makes a perfect outline basically of your subject, and it looks so good, and you really got that perfectly, beautifully in this photo.
Yeah.
And the purple and the red, or the purple and the blue, they blend so nicely together, and especially with the way you have they blend nicely on the background. For sure. And Mr. Tang's World, yes, his Instagram is fstoptoys right here. Boom. Make sure you're following him for sure. Awesome, cool. That's so cool to hear that one of your favorite shots is one of your first ones. That's so cool. I love that.
And I'm going to be chasing that for months, because like I said, it's so crisp and so clean. I don't know. I don't change my settings all that often either. Being the fact that I shoot indoors most of the time, the only thing I really play with is kind of the exposure, but everything else pretty much stays the same. So I'm still chasing how I got that shot to work.
Just teleport your mind where when you set this shot up, and try to set it up exactly how you did. Try that. That would be great. I mean, you said you were gonna redo this shot for your 1 year. Why not try to redo this one too?
Yep.
For sure.
Definitely.
So let's see. We got a couple other questions here. So Letty in the live chat. Hey Letty, says
Hi, Letty.
which came first, toy collecting or photography?
If we're talking adult collecting, photography came first.
Right. Because we were all
Yeah.
collecting toys as little kids.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
sure.
But yeah, I did a bunch of outdoor stuff, like I had said earlier. Um, Tried to be artistic and fancy. That's not me.
Got you.
I'm
Cool.
not artistic and fancy.
Well, I mean, you are a little bit. Whether you like it or not, you definitely are for sure. And so the next question comes from Austin in the live chat. Austin Jones says, "Question: What do you think of using your computer screen or a TV screen as a background? Have you ever tried that?"
I absolutely love it. I've only done it a couple of times,
Okay.
but they are both on my Instagram here. And the second time I did it seemed to turn out better than the first.
Here we go. Is
But
this one?
yeah, it's definitely something I want to continue to mess around with.
This is a great one. Yeah, it's really cool, and it really can teleport. Like it's sometimes it's surprising to me because I don't do it too often, but I have done it, and it's just like,
Yeah.
wow, it's like, wow, that really does look like he's in space. Like, that's awesome. Like, it is a quite an awesome and convenient too. You know, you can do a lot with that.
Yeah. And this, funny enough, this was, again, middle of the night, spur of the moment, shot came into my head. I grabbed my computer and I think I may have taken 6, maybe 7 shots. And this was the best one.
Yeah, it came out great, and the blue here, and then there's some blue reflecting on him. I don't know if that's just from another light you put there, if that's from the computer. But it all
there
works
was a
really well.
lume cube off to the left with a blue filter on it.
Yeah, that it fits so well. It really helps, and it blends the background with the foreground.
Yeah.
It makes it feel real. And Lucas in the live chat is saying, "Can I see the Spider-Punk picture?" Heck yeah. There it is. And if you know what, also, Lucas, what you can do if you want to see this picture and all the other ones up close and see him whenever you want, you can just go to his Instagram and give him a quick follow. He's all right there. That's what I would recommend. Mr. Tangsworth has another interesting. So have you guys ever printed out backgrounds on a picture or paper and use it as a reusable background? I think that's a brilliant idea. Have you ever tried that before?
No, it's definitely something I've thought about, but nothing that I've done as of yet.
I've never done it, but I remember really great toy photographer, Visual Approach Photo. He does that. He will actually print multiple photos and then he'll put them together on a big poster board and use that as backgrounds, and it comes out incredible. He does absolutely amazing work. So, Mr. Tang's World, the old-fashioned way is the good way sometimes.
Yeah, well, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's so awesome. And Lucas says, "I'll go do that right now." Awesome. Let's see where he is on. I think we're at 420, 415.
Holy, that's
Well,
awesome.
Hopefully what happens is this video will just kind of continuously keep getting views as years go on. And then
Yeah,
418. Awesome. Thank you guys for going and following.
that's great.
So
Thank
awesome.
you.
That's so freaking awesome. Oh, you have a question? Would you like to come and ask it? Okay, so a new segment I'm going to have on any of these toy art spotlight videos is Harleen's going to throw out a quick question. Okay, what you got, babe?
I really like candy corn.
Could you hear that?
No, I missed it.
A little hot.
Do you like candy corn?
I love candy corn.
He loves candy corn.
Yes!
My wife thinks it's
That's the only
disgusting. I love it.
He said his wife thinks it's disgusting.
Ew. Shame on her.
She's in kind of like a candy corn phase right now. She's really loving
I love
candy corn.
candy corn. My hair is
Yeah, she even dyed her hair candy corn color.
It's so good.
That will be a we did the candy theme last year for in one of the challenges. Wow, it's almost been a year since the challenge. That's crazy. And there's a lot of great candy corn ones. Who knows? Maybe we'll do some more candy corn stuff in the future. Who knows? But there you go. That was another segment of Harleen Asks a Question. The first
That
one.
is very irrelevant.
The first one ever. So let's see here. Jorge says, as an interesting fact, we get little ideas from everyone and make our own style. Actually, you know what? A little bit of both of that for sure. But everyone does manage to just get their own kind of style. It's just like, it's so cool. Like, you could look at, one of John's photos and be like, oh, that's, like, I know that's his. Like, it's just like everyone has their own unique style, which is so cool. So
Yeah, I don't know how it happened, but I guess I kind of have this kind of dark, minimal lighting thing going on.
definitely.
And I don't know, it's just, I see it and I like it. So, but I see other people with their bright outdoor greens, and it's awesome. So I try to pull a little bit here and there, and it's kind of made me want to go outside more.
Cool. I was just gonna say, does the fact that you kind of have that style ever make you want to break out of that style, or does that ever make you want to not break out of it because you're so used to that's your style, because that's definitely a thing where sometimes you feel like you can't break out of that style.
Yeah, I don't think that I would have any problem doing something different, and I want to, just to kind of expand what I can learn. So, as much as I like the indoor dark lighting, I want to expand my horizons and do different things.
Awesome. Make your style grow.
Yeah.
To different stuff. And
Exactly.
I definitely have that. There are definitely times where I'm like, I would like to take a photo like this, but like, there's definitely almost like a little bit of fear where it's just like, well, I usually don't do that kind of thing, so maybe I shouldn't. But there sometimes are different outlets. Like there's a while ago where she was kind of doing her own toy photography page, Chaos Cuties, and that was really fun. And that was almost like a great outlet for me, because anytime she wanted to shoot something, I would help and like try to.
Camera up, take the photo.
No, well, I would help and whatever. And it was fun because she would do more cutesy kinds of, and a lot of anime and cutesy stuff like that, which was so fun. And I loved being able to I want to take cutesy photos too. So that was almost like a nice little outlet for me to do that with her, which was really cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you got another toy photographer in person with you, just do that. Hang out with them. That's a great way to break out of that, which is. I would say that's if you do have someone in person that you can go and shoot with, that's like a blessing, because not a lot of people have that.
Definitely.
Really, really cool. And Jamie says, I have a hard time taking my photos outside because my wheelchair has hard time getting around out there. Oh wow, Jamie, I wasn't able to, or I didn't even know that you're in a wheelchair, man. What I like to do a lot of times when I'm outside and I want a certain type of lighting or something, I set up a little like side table. Like I have one of those cheap little like TV dinner tables that I set up.
And you set up like 4 hours early so you don't miss it.
And yeah, sometimes I'll set it up earlier in the day too, because I don't want to whatever, because that's just the way I am. But that's something to try out for sure. And sometimes that can be very helpful, because that way you can even get like an angle from below too, which is really hard when you're on the ground, because you can't put your camera any lower than the figure unless you dig a hole for your camera. So maybe give that a try, Jamie. Yeah, maybe that could be helpful. I did that recently with my lemon photo. I used a little table for that, which was very helpful. For sure. All right, a couple final questions that I have become kind of my staple kind of
Yeah,
questions.
another one.
Oh, you have another question?
Yeah. What are you most excited for about spooky season?
Oh,
Good question.
you know what? Every year we have a Halloween party.
Oh, cool. Halloween party.
At the end of the night, we draw names, and whoever's name gets drawn gets to pick the theme for the following year.
Whoa, like a theme for the party, like the like
Yeah.
decorations and stuff. Whoa.
No costume.
Oh, so everyone has to abide by the theme for
Yes.
for their costume at the. Wow, that sounds fun.
I wanna do
Yeah.
That sounds really cool. So the person gets to choose the theme. So has it ever come to the point where like someone chooses a theme and you're like, and you're like you're not happy about it?
A few years ago, we did child costumes.
Where everyone had to wear a child costume?
Yes.
easy.
There was about 15 grown adults walking around in child-sized costumes in my house.
Oh my gosh, that's kind of hilarious actually.
It was absolutely
That
hilarious.
was probably really funny. That's so good. Well, that's really cool. That's so cool. Great question, man. Okay, so my one question I have is, okay, so what figure do you want so badly that doesn't exist yet? What character or what is not in the figure form yet? And you're like, why do we not have a figure of this character yet? Like, come on.
Padme in the red dress.
I want a 6-inch Lobot.
Heads that exist for
Oh,
some people that sell
There
like,
would have to be.
but still you want the real thing. It still comes in the box and the pad. Yeah, I trust me. I'm the same.
Yeah, I want to put it up on the wall and just
There's my Lobot.
yeah.
Well, so often lately, usually like it's so different now where we'll get like we would get a movie and we get all these figures for the movie. It's a little different now. We get a show and then we get the figures for them later. But so often we're getting a lot of characters that we haven't gotten. Like, we've been a bunch of prequel characters in the last couple of years, which is great. And so, eventually prequel characters in the last couple of years, which is great. And so, eventually they're gonna get there, and Lobot's gonna be. And what's the guy who's running around with the ice cream maker? In Bespin, we'll get 2-pack of Lobot and that guy.
There you go.
Hey, Go Figure Go is here. Thanks for being here, man. It's just stopping by, he says. Okay, so my other, that's a great Lobot is a great answer, and that doesn't seem too out of reach. I feel like that'll happen. But
Definitely.
where do you see yourself in 5 years as a toy photographer?
You know, probably just with a bunch more posts on Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to turn into anything big or huge. And that's fine.
What about as far as like as you would like to get better at, like in 5 years, like do you want to master lighting or something like that?
Yeah, I would love to spend more time shooting outside.
Yeah.
Get better at lighting. And I think maybe this winter I'm going to try and tackle making my own diorama.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah.
So that's all good
I've
stuff.
been thinking about that for a while.
Cool. So what do you have an idea? Like, do you have an idea of what diorama you want to make?
I think it'll be something simple. Maybe just, part of a street and a sidewalk, maybe a wall from a building. Just something simple to start out.
Yeah.
See how it works and kind of go from there.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, just basically get the skill set done. You do this whatever, and then you can move on to more crazy stuff from there. I haven't made a lot of dioramas in mind. I think the first one we made one once a while ago, and it was a bedroom diorama because we went to Hobby Lobby, and they just had a bunch of stuff at Hobby Lobby, like desks and stuff, and so we just let's make it, and we printed out some photos and made like posters for the walls, and it was really fun. And so Snapphase is saying making your own dio is rewarding. I'm sure it is. Definitely.
Yeah, you know what? It looks like it looks fun, and just some new techniques to learn.
Yeah.
And I like to learn new things.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I got a head full of useless knowledge, and I'll just keep using it.
It's useful knowledge for sure. All right, man. Well, it's been like an absolute pleasure having you on, and thanks for giving us all this awesome info and giving us info about you and info about candy corn. So
tell your wife she needs to try it again.
Any other oh yeah, when's the last time she tried candy corn? Actually, I think candy corn is actually pretty good.
I love candy corn.
I actually quite like candy corn. But any other things you want to mention or plug, or anything you want to ask, or anything before we go?
You know what? No, I'm good. This was a blast.
I agree.
Absolute blast.
That sounds good. Well, thank you again. What?
Tell him if you need a Halloween costume.
Also, if you need a Halloween costume, she can make costumes. That's what she's saying.
Right on. I will keep that in mind.
He said he'll keep it in mind. That's right. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, well, yeah, dude, again, thank you so much for everything and for being on. It's an absolute blast. Love doing these, and it was a pleasure to do it with you, man. So thank you. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Jared.
Thank you, man. And all right, everyone, have a great night, and thanks for watching. See you guys.
Take care, everyone.